Let me describe a church and tell me if this sounds familiar. Attendance isn't collapsing, but it's not really growing. You're busy every week, but momentum feels like it's gone. The church is stable, but it's not moving. Most churches don't crash, they drift, and most pastors don't fail, they get stuck. If that's you, you're not broken and you're not alone. My name is Gabe Kolstad. I'm a pastor at Westside Community Church in the Portland, Oregon area, and when it comes to feeling stuck, I have been there. I've been there personally. And through my work with the Unstuck group and with my own coaching, next level pastor and church coaching, I've learned something important. That is this: stagnation is not normally a passion problem or a faith problem. It's actually just a diagnosis problem. If you misdiagnose the plateau, you come up with the wrong solution. So every plateau really happens on three levels. Let's understand this together. First level is church life cycle. The Unstuck group has been the best on this. They've helped us to see how churches really grow and what the life cycle looks like. First is launch, and then momentum growth, and then strategic growth, and then sustained health, and then maintenance, and then preservation, and then life support. And if you've ever started a church or been a part of a church through a long curve, you've probably seen a lot of these things. In fact, the vast majority of churches rate themselves on the second half of the life cycle, some of them even down in the maintenance and preservation and life support levels, but most plateaued churches are in maintenance, not crisis, just comfort. So it feels like it's still stable and strong, but it's not necessarily going to go on for a long time with momentum. The second level of stagnation is not just life cycle, it's also ministry systems and culture. This is where insider focus starts to creep in. You might have been there, you might be there right now. This is where leaders stop being developed. This is where innovation slows down, and this is where the church starts to exist for the people who are already there. It's a comfortable place, but it's a dangerous place. And then the third level of stagnation is the pastor's inner life. This is where energy drops, where clarity blurs, where courage weakens. It's where everything feels heavier than it used to. And again, I have been there. The church never outgrows the clarity and the capacity of its leader. So let me give you 5 questions that are going to tell you if you're really stuck or if you're just tired. Okay, the first question is this: where are we really on the church life cycle? Not where do we hope we are. We all want to be in the very exciting early ramp up, or we want to be in that momentum phase. Not where we hope we are, not where we used to be, because maybe you've been stuck and you actually addressed it and you're just facing some resistance right now. And that's different than being stuck. Not where we used to be, but where we actually are today. Naming reality is leadership, not negativity. So you've got to come up with the answer to the question, where are we really in this church life cycle? Second question: who is our ministry currently designed for? Is it designed for new people or insiders we're trying to keep comfortable? The key thing that you got to remember is that your systems always reveal your true mission. And so wherever your energy flows is what you are actually focusing on. And we got to figure that out. What's our ministry designed for? Third question: am I giving ministry away or am I carrying too much of it myself? Wow, does this get leaders stuck? Do decisions still get bottlenecked with me? Am I the hub for everything? Can I name leaders I'm actively multiplying? If the ministry can't move without you, if you can't go on vacation without pausing all of the progress, that's not faithfulness. That's called a ceiling. And we need to help lift that ceiling. Fourth question: what have I not grieved yet from a previous season? That might be a model that we used to use that worked, might have been a leader who left, might have been a season that's over. But you can't grow into a new season until you grieve the old one. So what are we not grieving yet? Fifth question is this: which leadership habit is the weakest for me right now? Yeah, I work with leaders with certified high performance coaching, and one of the things that we talk about there are the 6 high performance habits of clarity, energy, necessity, productivity, influence, courage. Which one of these habits is the weakest for me right now? What do I need to go to work on personally? We're talking about just me. What do I need to work on so that I can become healthier and more high capacity? Most plateaus trace back to one neglected leadership habit. So let's talk about how to move from plateau to progress. The first move that you really need to make is to name reality with your leaders. Stop pretending, just invite honest assessment, and just say the quiet part out loud. Say what you want to say, what you really know you need to say. So name that reality. Second move would be this: clarify the why and make room. Just re-clarify the mission. What are you there for? What's your church, what's your ministry there for? And then refocus on disciple making. That's always going to be the mission. Sure, you can go at it in a creative way. You can bring a new twist to it. You can contextualize it to your community. But at the end of the day, Jesus said, go make disciples. And then give ministry away again. Why is so important, and why makes room for giving ministry away again. Multiplication begins when leaders make room. Here's the third move: upgrade your leadership operating system. That would be things like your calendar, your energy, your decision filters. What are you allowing to take up your calendar? What are you allowing to take up your energy? What decisions are you allowing to creep through and they haven't really been thought through? But when pastors grow, churches follow. And one of the things that I want to invite you to is, if you're watching this and realizing we're not unhealthy, we're just stuck and there's hope, I want you to see that stagnation's not a verdict for you. It's not a death sentence. It's just a signal that you can move forward. And I've created a next level pastor diagnostic that walks through exactly what we talked about today. If you want clarity on your next 90 days, you can download it below, or you can reach out and we'll walk through it together. But I hope that this has been helpful for you. I hope we get to work together. I hope to see you and your church take off and go right back into the exciting part of that life cycle so that you can make a difference for eternity.